Without regulations and controls, development and land use would be unplanned, potentially unsafe, and may not fit into the neighbourhood. Glen Eira City Council takes on the responsibility of ensuring that all land use and development in the city that need a town planning permit goes through a rigorous and inclusive planning process and is in line with a range of state and local government regulations and requirements. Glen Eira City Council has established a delegated planning committee and, as the name suggests, is a committee delegated by Glen Eira City Council to make decisions on town planning applications. The DPC is an expert committee comprising members that are either town planners themselves or have a related relevant qualification. All DPC members are senior Glen Eira City Council officers. The Delegated Planning Committee has been formed to speed up the decision-making process, but more importantly, to provide an opportunity for all affected parties, be they the applicant or neighbours, to express their views to the decision maker, the DPC. The DPC deliberately meets in a somewhat informal manner, so that everyone can have their say in a stress-free environment. You do not have to be an expert. The DPC is interested in how you feel about a proposal. A resident can often do this by speaking from the heart. So what happens at a DPC meeting? Well, let's take a look, shall we? The meeting is chaired by either the Director of City Development or another senior officer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Glen Eira City Council. For those who haven't been here, this is the Council's Delegated Planning Committee.
The chairperson will introduce the members of the committee. The committee members regularly change, but are always comprised of Glen Eira City Council officers from the City Development Directorate. Then, Glen Eira City Council's planning officer will outline the details of the planning application and his or her recommendation for approval or refusal. But remember, this is a recommendation only. The DPC is not bound by any recommendation put forward by Glen Eira City Council's planning officer.
In addition to meeting the state government regulations of Res Code, there are also some schedule requirements, including 50% site coverage, a 4-metre rear setback and 60 square metres of private open space, of which the development meets all of these requirements.
Then it's your turn. The chairperson will invite the other parties to make their submissions to the committee. The objectors will usually go first, followed by the applicant or their representatives. Resident objectors go before the applicant because it may be possible for the applicant to positively respond to an objector's concern. Once all parties have been heard, then it's time for the committee to make their decision. But first, they will leave the room to discuss the application amongst themselves. The committee retires to another room to consider all submissions or views on the application. The planning officer accompanies the committee only in order to answer any queries the committee may have. Upon returning to the room, the committee will give a decision and a brief outline of the reasons behind this decision. This decision is the final decision of Glen Eira City Council. Like all Glen Eira City Council town planning decisions, the parties, being either the applicant or resident objectors, have rights to appeal Glen Eira City Council's decision. Any appeal is to VCAT. If a matter proceeds to VCAT, then VCAT will direct whether or not a town planning permit is to issue.
Thank you, everybody, for waiting. We have decided the application. We are going to approve it, subject to conditions.
We hope this provides a valuable insight into how a DPC meeting is conducted and how you can use the meeting to express your views on a particular application.